Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It's Tuesday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. So I don't have any announcements. I'm just going to jump right into it. So if you're wondering what we're working on tonight, I've got a nephew whose birthday's coming up soon, and he's like a little guy. He really doesn't care what I draw. But I thought I would draw him a baby deer, which would be kind of cute, I think. Kids like cute things. It's something I haven't drawn before, so I thought it'd be a lot of fun. The goal tonight is just to make the deer look super cute. So I'm going to give that a shot. We can call him Bambi. We can call him whatever we want. Yeah, so like I've already taken the liberty of kind of sketching out, the basic deer shape so that we can have him in here. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Feel free to chat with me throughout. I'm drinking basically canned wine. This is from a local place called Jester's Paddock. It's wine that was made in a bourbon barrel. So I'm drinking that tonight instead of my usual bourbon because I have some things I have to do after the broadcast. So I don't want to be too tipsy. So good though. But yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. Feel free to chat with me or not. It's up to you. I'm not going to judge you if you don't. But I'm going to draw a picture anyway. So I think a baby deer is going to be like really cute. I don't know, like he's only like a year or two old. I don't know if he would appreciate it. It's more, I don't know if he's even going to recognize that I drew this, but I like doing things that years down the road people can look back at and kind of have as a keepsake. And really, I'm drawing this more for my niece, who is his mother, and I thought that would be kind of cool. He's like, I guess he would be my grandnephew. I just consider him my nephew. But he's got a birthday coming up in a few weeks, so I wanted to kind of knock this out. Maybe I'll buy a cute frame for it or something like that. I'm terrible at gift giving, like basically giving a toddler a picture that I drew, but probably a girl would appreciate it more, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. Who knows? Maybe he'll grow up to be like a an artist interested in art or something like that. I have a so I have a niece and she has two kids. Well, she has a couple of kids now, but her daughter, my grandniece, I tried to get into art and she just isn't having it. Like I took her to an art museum. I was trying to show her all these famous paintings. I was trying to get her interested. She was bored to tears. Um, but I guess that's not surprising because my niece, her mother, I took to the art museum once and she didn't even know who like Leonardo da Vinci was. That's how bad this is. It's a bad situation. I really need to educate these guys. But I love them. They're worth the effort. I'll keep on it. Maybe one day they'll be appreciative of art, like fine art, drawing, things like that. Everybody loves art. Uh, music is art. Who doesn't like music, right? So, how's your week going so far, Jason? Hopefully it's going pretty well. It's nice coming off the 3-day weekend. I forgot that today was Tuesday because I forgot yesterday was Monday. I thought it was like Sunday all day long. That's how out of it I've been. There's a lot I wanted to actually accomplish this weekend. I did some of it. Like, I built a website for a client and knocked that out this weekend. Basically stayed up all night doing it on Friday Friday night. Yeah. So Saturday I was just like out of it. But I got it done. That's how it goes. But just keeping on. So I think this deer is going to look super cute. It's got the most adorable features, like the reference picture I'm drawing off of. It basically looks like a real life Bambi. Hey Packer, how's it going, man? Just focused on homework and finishing up one class. That's what I like about you, Jason. Like you're always like continuing education. Now, for those who don't know, Jason's retired military. He doesn't have to do any of this stuff, but like I'm always hearing about him taking classes, things like that. That's cool. I don't know. Is that to like, you know, further your career or just to keep busy? I like that kind of stuff. That's one thing that can be said about like career military people. They are object orientated or not object orientated, goal focused. There we go. Yeah, maybe that wine's got a little bit more alcohol in it than I thought. Well, hopefully you guys are getting back into the groove of things after the long weekend. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I don't have any kids myself, so I don't know what I'm gonna do if none of my nieces and nephews end up with any kids that are appreciative of art. Like, that's just sad. I feel like everybody should have at least a little bit of appreciation. I know that my grandniece, like, she was just so bored, like in that art museum. Hopefully, she'll grow out of it. I mean, I get it. As a kid, you don't really. It's tough to appreciate the beauty of the things on the wall, but oh, human resources, cool. Become a teacher, nice. That's awesome, man. What's the subject you'll be teaching? Or is it just like general education? Yeah, enjoy life. There you go. That's good advice. Don't think too much about it, just enjoy it. That's what I try to do. I don't know. Like it's tough sometimes. Like there's a lot of like I don't want to just like not not be active. I always want to be doing something like people say you should take up fishing. Fishing is so relaxing and stuff like that. It'd be tough for me to take up fishing. Like it's kind of up to the fish if they want to like get on the hook. So I don't. Oh yeah, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, elementary school. That'd be awesome. Well, congratulations, and I hope that works out. I'm sure it will, but it's very cool. Yeah, I like like mentorship, things like that. So that'd be an awesome career. Like I think if I could go back and kind of like I don't know, kind of like rethink some things and choose different paths and stuff. Being a teacher, especially at elementary school level, I mean, geez, that's awesome. You get to influence the next generation. That would be very cool. Can't go back though. One of these days, it might be kind of cool to like teach art or like just teach kind of some of the tips and tricks that I picked up more so than like on this channel, which is mostly just me having fun. Like do it more formally, I guess. Maybe host I don't know, like you see those events where people get together, they drink wine and just draw pictures and stuff. That might be fun to host one of those. Sorry, my allergies are kicking up today. Hey Marble, how's it going? 46, turning 47. Just now getting your degree. That's the way to do it. That's the way the military people do it. You don't really need a degree, if you've got all that military experience, but then, some places still ask for it anyway. I, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is a baby deer. So I guess it would be a fawn. Sorry, should have mentioned that. Well, I kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but I should have mentioned it when you came in. Yeah, I think it's going to be super cute. Yeah, I've been doing all these messy drawings lately where they look kind of rough. I mean, I think they look fine, but they're still kind of like a rough process. I wanted to do something light and airy and cute. Plus, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I draw different things depending on my mood. Well, I guess that's not weird. Everybody does that, but um, I guess my moods are basically like I don't know, like if I'm really trying hard, I'll do one of those messy pictures just to like prove that I can draw something just out of the ether, right? Just create something that didn't exist before and so on. When I'm when I'm feeling kind of mellow, that's when I do pictures like this. I just want it to be pretty and cute and heartwarming, that sort of thing. Plus, I mentioned it before you came in. Oh, Fawn. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Oh, well, now I need to check out yours. Like, that's cool, Marvel. I also mentioned earlier, just before you came in, I've got a nephew. He's a toddler. His birthday's coming up, so I thought this would be kind of cool, something to hang on his wall. Um, basically, I'm being cheap on my birthday gift, so I'm gonna draw a birthday gift instead of buying one. I'll probably buy one too. I don't know. Like the more I think about it, he's a boy. He's gonna want like little boy like toys. Like I got him some cool tools one time, like just like plastic wrench and screwdriver. He loved that. It made all these noises and stuff. So, but anyway, I thought this would be kind of cool. In addition to that, just kind of hang it up on the wall. I don't know. I'll put it in a cool frame or something like that. Hey, Treasure Warriors, how's it going? Hey, Robert G. Hopefully you guys are having a good after the 3 day weekend Tuesday. Oh man, I totally forgot it was Taco Tuesday. I didn't eat a taco today. I ate pizza instead. My week is just gonna be all messed up. I hate these 3 day weekends. I mean, I don't hate them. Like I'm just saying that they throw my week off. And it's not so much that I take 3 day weekends. I'm always working. Like I work through the weekends. Like if I don't have something to do, I'll make up something to do just to keep busy. But I hate being idle, which is probably a character flaw. You should be comfortable just doing nothing as much as you are doing something. But it's tough for me. I always try to keep busy. Um, so I don't really experience weekends. What I experience is a couple of days when other people are experiencing weekends and they're not bothering me for stuff. That's how it really is. So like throughout the week, people are in work mode, so they send me texts, they send me emails, and all these things I have to deal with. And then on weekends, I don't hear from them. So even though I'm still working, still doing stuff, I don't have to worry about people expecting things from me. Well, thanks, Marvel. That's what I was thinking. A handmade gift. Now, he's a boy, so he's probably going to grow up to hunt these guys, but that kind of sucks. But I don't know. What boy doesn't like deer? You know, you can never tell at that age, like where they're going to go in life and stuff like that. Um, he's into like mechanical things. Like I think he gets that from his dad. Like he would love to be fixing cars if he knew how at his age, because he's always into like the mechanics of it. Like he likes cars and stuff. I should be drawing a car. Let's be honest. Oh, I hope you feel better. Yeah, I just sound like I'm sick. It's allergies. Get them every year. So I like doing fur on these animals. Like you guys have probably seen me do enough animals. One of the things I like about it is just, creating layers of fur, especially like when I'm working on black paper like this. I've done a couple of animal pictures like this, and they're always fun. I like that contrast. Um, I could do these in color as well, and I've done a couple of those, but I really like the black and white contrast. It's always fun for animals. Like if you're into drawing and you haven't done a white on black drawing, you should really give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. Just drawing highlights and so on. Glad to see the gang in here. When I started the show, Jason commented pretty early, but I was concerned nobody's going to be in here tonight. I'm just literally going to be talking to myself. That would have been awkward. I'm not above doing that. I do that in real life, but I don't know. Talking to yourself for like 2 hours, that's kind of weird. Is that weird? I don't know. Seems weird. Hey, Rum Dog. We're drawing baby deer tonight for my nephew, my grandnephew. Like he's only like I don't know 2 3 years old. He's not. He probably won't appreciate this now, but maybe I'll turn it into a card or something. I don't know. Basically, I just remember that he has a birthday coming up. That's all. I might get him some other gift. I'm already talking myself out of giving this to him, even though I think it's turning out nice. I mean that looks like a baby deer. A fawn, I guess is the term. That's some strong wine. This guy's adorable. So, did you guys do anything special with your 3 day weekend? I know some people, grilling out, things like that. Seems like the right thing to do for Labor Day. It's kind of still summer, but almost fall. You're kind of like in the twilight season, in between the two. It's an interesting time. It's like I don't know, like at the start of spring, it's really interesting, and at the start of fall, it's really interesting. I love it. I love fall. Um, I just like all the smells, all of the people have festivals around here this time of year. You got Halloween coming up. Relax, Bear. Bear thinks there's food out there. Starting to look like a deer. Ooh, drink festival. That's cool. Yeah, it's still a little warm for hiking, but that's another thing I really like during the fall when the air gets cool. Especially in October. October's so weird because it's like it's really cold in the mornings, and then by the time the sun comes out, it uh it gets super warm as if it's summertime. Decided labor on Labor Day since you don't labor the other days. Ah, somebody had chores to do around the house. That's what that sounds like. Oh, that's something I did. We have an apple tree, and I picked all the apples because they were ripe. Like it ended up with two big buckets full, like those totes that people have, the big containers people throw clothes in and things like that. Ended up filling up both of those off of one tree. It's crazy. Um, I think we're going to make apple wine and apple butter and all the good stuff off of that. Maybe some apple pies. I gave some to the neighbors because the neighbors are always eyeing my tree. Like they could literally just come over and pick. It's in the front yard, my apple tree, so they could just come over and steal apples if they want, but they don't. So it's awfully nice of them. That's looking cool. Ooh, baklava. Love it. I love Greek food. I like the gyros. It's always tough to pronounce, but I used to know this Greek person and they told me that it's pronounced gyro, but then you have to like roll the R, I think, which is tough. Like gyro. I'm probably still butchering it. I don't know. But like especially in Kentucky, we always call it like gyros, but it's actually gyros. If I go to a place enough times, I like to learn the language. Like there's a Thai food place near where I live that has amazing noodles, like the best pad Thai, and they're all actually from Thailand. So I took the time to actually learn how to say thank you in Thai just so that I can tell them thank you, just to like add a little class to it. And that is kapkun. That is how you say. I think I have that pronounced right, but if I don't, then I don't know what I said. But I think it's kapkun, and that's Thai for thank you. So I like to learn things like if I went to a Greek restaurant a lot, I would try to learn how to say thank you in Greek, just so that when I get my order and they get it right and everything, especially if they're actually Greek. That's the other important thing. I like authentic food, right? So like you can probably get Greek food from places that aren't run by Greek people. Um, but it's always better when it is. Like that Thai place, man, it's just amazing. And I know it's because those people actually are from Thailand and they uh they make it right. So it's so good. So spicy. I like spicy food. It's tough to roll the R, and I'm not even sure if I'm doing it right. But I don't know. I'll give it a shot though. Like I don't know. I'm just a dumb redneck. Like it's hard for me to speak in other tongues. But I'll give it a shot. It's just respectful, I think. Like if you go to the same place a lot and you really appreciate the food, you can learn their language. Plus, I want to know what I'm ordering, right? So like I have no idea what I'm ordering when I go to that Thai place. I can't speak their language. Um, but and they always they speak English, but it's really thick, right? Like their accent is very much Thai, even when they're trying to speak English. So I'm trying to like learn to order my food a little bit better, just to make sure I get what I want. I always get the same thing anyway, so I don't. But like the little side items and stuff like that, I have no idea how to pronounce those. So I'm trying to learn those. And I don't want to butcher it, I feel like that's disrespectful. If you appreciate their food, you should like learn how to order properly. That's all I'm getting at. Um, what is a Greek word for meatballs? I feel like I've ordered those at one point. What's that? Stuffed olive leaves, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's some other kind of leaf, but those are good. Just there's nothing bad about Greek food of any type. It's all good, especially those gyros. I love those things. It's just got the right flavor, like the seasoned lamb and the was it I want to say I was gonna say sake, but like what is the cucumber sauce? Ah, it'll occur to me later. Great leaves, that's it. Yeah, thanks. Who cares? Coming in for the rescue. What's the cucumber sauce called? It begins with a T, I think. This guy's looking cute. I like these little markings on his face. It is cucumber. What are you talking about? The cucumber sauce that they put on the gyro. Jason's like, who cares? Yeah, sake. Tzatziki. That's it. What was I saying? Sake? That's Japanese wine, rice wine, I think. I knew it was something like that. Suzuki. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, you guys got it right. That stuff's amazing. Like that stuff, I would put that on a salad. Like I don't even like. Well, that's not true. I do like the lamb meat and all that stuff, and I like the pita bread and all that stuff. But even without that, I would still put that stuff on like a salad. That'd be amazing. You guys know good food. That's what I like about you guys. Like for some reason, every week we get drawing and we start talking about food, and you guys make me hungry, and I can't just stop my drawing and go get something to eat. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. What I need to do is just kind of have some snacks here while I'm talking to you guys, knowing that you guys are going to make me hungry. All right, I'm pretty happy with this deer already. I like how it's turning out. It's just so cool when you add the white fur over the black. It just pops so well. Um, yeah, because the can is in here. I sent the that gorilla that I made. I keep calling it a monkey. Uh, to because I can. I liked how that one turned out. That one's cute too. I like doing wildlife pictures in this style. I really think um, I do it so much because I really think that the black and white is really cool for like wildlife pictures of all sorts, like dogs certainly, cats, but when you start doing gorillas and deer and things like that, this is a really cool style for that thing. That kind of drawing, I think. I keep coming back to it because I enjoy it. I think through here, it's another band of white. You sold that for $350. You don't tell me that. Come on. If you sold it for $350, where's my cut? I don't care if you sell it, just don't tell me. That's hilarious. Magioli is a Korean white wine. Oh, okay, cool. I like Korean food too. Like kimchi. Kimchi is the best. I would put kimchi on anything. That's a fermented cabbage. Is it garnish? I don't know what that actually qualifies as, but um, like if you guys haven't had any kimchi and you don't mind spicy food, like something with a little bit of heat, obviously, I'm talking about Thai food and things of that nature. So yeah, I definitely like a little bit of heat. Um, like, I mean, just this past year, I think I did a hot sauce challenge, and yeah, that's actually on one of these channels, not this one, but I did a hot sauce challenge with some folks. It was my second one. It was awesome. But anyway, I do like a little bit of heat in my food. If you don't mind a little bit of heat, give kimchi a try if you haven't. It's really good. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, kimchi with everything. That's exactly the way to eat it. Oh, thank you. Oh, we're not done. Bear wants to be in the shot. There you go. I can pet and draw at the same time. Watch this. Just relax, buddy. You know how this goes. Give me about, I don't know, an hour and a half, and then you'll have a cool little deer buddy to hang out with. We can call her Bambi. All right, go lay down. Take a nap. I think she gets jealous of you guys. Look at her. I'm just gonna ignore her and see if she goes away. All I hear is this. She's just sitting there staring at me. That's hilarious. Bear, give it up. Stalker. Weirdo. Yeah, she's looking at the door. She thinks there's food out there. That's what it is. Bear, look, I can't talk, draw, and also entertain you at the same time. And you're scratching up my chair. She's such an attention, like, freak. She's adorable, though. What's half Korean? What did I miss? Cucumber kimchi. Hmm. Hey, Copper Dan, how's it going? Copper Dan is going to be in my neck of the woods for an art show. If feel free to like mention your channel in like the chat, Copper Dan, because I really want people to go and check it out. Copper Dan makes the coolest copper art pieces, like art sculptures, things of that nature. He has a channel that I encourage you guys to go and check out because it is fascinating, the process there. So basically, I don't know if is it just heat or is it uh, like chemicals as well, or like how's that work? But it's fascinating to me. He makes these pictures on copper in various different colors and so on. It's really cool. So like I forget the name of your channel. I don't know. Is it just like Copper Dan or whatever? But yeah, go and check out his channel if you're interested in that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, it's a St. James Art Fair in Louisville. I will be there, and I'm also going to go and check out like some potential treasure hunting spots while I'm out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So like that's probably going to be the highlight of October until like Halloween rolls around. Copper elements, that's it. Sorry. It used to be something else, didn't it? I don't recall. But Copper Factory, I think it was. But yeah, so you guys at your convenience, go and check out Copper Elements. It's really neat. I think he has a couple of videos up there that kind of shows the process. It's yeah, she probably went and laid down. Cool. She gives up after a while. But yeah, so like I'm gonna go out to that art show. Let's see. Korean pizzas. Is there a Korean pizza that I haven't tried? Is that like Korean barbecue pizza? Oh, that sounds so good. All right, so check out Copper Elements and Copper Dan, which like just look into Copper Dan. There we go, because the artwork is really cool, and he uh he has kind of like a workshop, and he takes them out to he takes the pieces out to various art shows, and he's going to be in my neck of the woods, so it's going to be kind of cool. I'm going to go and pop in and say hi. And he's going to give me his most expensive piece for free. It's going to be great. Just kidding. We're going to make an exchange. He's going to give me his most expensive copper piece worth thousands of dollars, and I'm going to give him this baby deer here, this fawn. And it's going to be an even trade. That's how that's going to go. He doesn't know this yet. He'll agree to this later. It's a good deal, right? Yeah. Brazilian pizza. It does sound pretty cool. Korean street tacos, since it's Taco Tuesday. That stuff's amazing. Just everything about Korean food is just so flavorful. Like, You can't really go wrong. I mean, maybe some of it's a little bit spicier than some people might not like, but I don't know if I want to admit to liking pineapple on my pizza because some people feel very strong about that, and I don't want you guys to hate me because I do like pineapple on my pizza. I like like a nice Hawaiian pizza with pineapple and ham. I think those two flavors go really well together on a pizza. It may not be a traditional pizza, I get that, but I like it. I'm just joking, Copper Dan. Your stuff's worth way more than mine. Just making a joke. But like a nice Hawaiian pizza, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's the only two things I would put on it too. I just the ham and pineapple, like no other toppings. I know that some people put other toppings on it. That's not me. Like some people put black olives on like a Hawaiian pizza. And, I only like black olives on like pizzas that have like bell peppers and things like that, like a supreme pizza maybe. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with pineapple on a pizza. I get that maybe like that's not technically pizza, but what else are you gonna call it? Honestly, if it fits on a pizza, it's fair game. Like you can put anything on a pizza. That's why it's so great. I love like a Philly cheesesteak pizza. That's kind of my go-to whenever I order from like I don't know, like Domino's or something. Philly cheesesteak pizzas. That's the I'll say it. It's the shit. I'm trying to watch my like I've got a bit of a potty mouth, so I try to rein it in on this stream. But I have no problem saying that Philly steak cheese pizza is the shit. This deer is looking super cute. I like it when these things. I mean, that's my sole goal is make this deer look cute, and I think it's working. I'm glad we worked that out. Like Hawaiian pizza, that's good stuff. So bacon, pepperoni, and pineapple. Hmm. I don't know about the pepperoni. Like I feel like ham and like just pork in general work really well with pineapple. I don't know about the pepperoni. I guess that wouldn't that be pork too? Maybe it's fine. I'd have to give that some thought. Not just give it some thought. I should give that a try. That's what I'll do. I'll give that a try and see how I feel about it. Can't knock it until you try it, right? I don't know what that is. So like, well, people on the internet, especially get kind of hung up on things like with me and my friends, we had a long debate about whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich, right? That is an ongoing debate where there's like these factions on either side that have very strong opinions about it. My definition of a sandwich is pretty simple. Like, is it between two slices of bread, right? Or just so I Bear, you're gonna have to wait. Go lay down. Um, so my definition of a sandwich started off with is it between two slices of bread, but it's evolved since then because of that hot dog debate. Because I realized, well, there are open face sandwiches. That's just one slice of bread, so you don't really need two slices of bread. So if you've got, thank you so much, Copper Dan. I appreciate that. So like, if you're gonna say that an open face sandwich is a sandwich, well, yeah. So like I have no problem calling a hot dog a sandwich, but it takes a little bit to get around your mind. It doesn't feel like a sandwich, but it's kind of like a submarine sandwich. It's on a roll, all of that. So but there are definitely some people out there who have strong opinions about that debate. Like, I mean, if you get in an argument with the wrong person, you might get punched in the face over the debate over whether or not. a hot dog as a sandwich. I'm glad that you guys are pretty open-minded to the idea. I don't know. Anybody in here disagree that they, hey, Toxins, how's it going? You want to be made a mod on your new account too? Man, you're putting me to work, dude. Or do that? I don't know. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I don't mind. I have to remember that, so don't beat me up if I forget, but I'll try to remember. You're just going out there registering a bunch of accounts so that you can have like an army of mods on my channel. I know what you're up to. That's cool though. I would do the same. Everybody needs to be a wrench on this channel. Like every subscriber, if you want to be a wrench, you just let me know. I don't mind. I honestly don't know what the big deal is, but if you guys want to be one, good, that's cool. I'm not going to hold it against you. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. They basically so they cut from the top and everything. It basically comes out like a hot dog. Well, or like a I don't know, like a hoagie, but I agree. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and argue that the hot dog is the best representation of a sandwich, but I think it meets the criteria. I think it's technically meets the definition of a sandwich. So it's very weird to call it a sandwich, though. I do acknowledge that. But, hey, if it meets the criteria, it should be in the sandwich club, but not as a actual club sandwich. That's something totally different. This guy's looking super cute. I might actually just keep this picture and get my nephew something else. It's kind of fun when you go to draw wildlife because it really is, you know, like I say this all the time, when you're drawing, you're making observations that you wouldn't normally do. Like if I was just looking at this picture of this deer, I wouldn't really be evaluating it like I do when I'm drawing it. So I'd be like, oh, that's a cute deer, and then kind of move on, or just be like, oh, that's neat and everything, and not give it a second thought. When you're drawing something, it forces you to like actually, you know, get involved with the thing that you're drawing. I mentioned it's kind of intimate, right? I'm having an intimate moment with this deer. I know it sounds weird, but but it's kind of true, like I'm noticing, you know, little marks on his leg, for example, as I'm drawing it. It is it's definitely a different experience than if I was just looking, like if I went to the zoo or something and they had a bunch of deer. They probably wouldn't have deer at the zoo. Like if I was out in the woods and I saw a deer, I'm not I'm not evaluating the deer at this level, you know. Or like if I'm drawing a giraffe or something at the zoo, um, it's a different experience than just looking at a giraffe. I should do a giraffe. I'm gonna do a giraffe sometime. Just saying I should draw a giraffe makes me think like, yeah, I should draw one. Have you ever had a hot dog from a New York City food booth? I have not been to New York City. It's on my bucket list. It's one of the few places in the East that I haven't been. I drove through it, around it, but I was heading, up to New England. I haven't had the opportunity to just stop in, and that is definitely something I want to do. I want to, what's wrong with ketchup? Ketchup is awesome. What are you talking about? Um, I want to park my car somewhere and then just ride, subways and stuff and kind of basically be like an urban hiker in New York City. That is my dream. That is on my bucket list. That's going to happen soon. Um, but so no, I haven't had a hot dog in oh, this is a funny story. So I don't know if you guys remember a while back. Maybe you guys don't even have Sonics around where you're at, but here in Kentucky we have these places called Sonics. And Sonics are basically you drive up and you order food. It's like any other fast food joint, except that you can kind of drive up. So it's like the old drive-throughs back in the day. So anyway, Sonic Sonic had the thing where they were talking about hot dogs from around the world. So they had a New York style hot dog, they had a Chicago hot dog, they had a whole bunch of different hot dogs. Like one of them was a chili dog. They're just all done in these different styles from around the United States, right? So I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome. I want one of these hot dogs, but I couldn't decide what kind of hot dog I wanted. I kind of wanted to try all of them. So that's what I did. I pulled up to Sonic and I'm like, yeah, I want each one of each of these. And they're like they couldn't fathom what I was asking for. I'm like, yeah, I want one of each. I want to try them all. And they're like, you want one of each of these hot dogs? I think it was like 10 different hot dogs. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. Like, I want to experience the United States and hot dogs. And they thought that was so fascinating that I wanted all of these hot dogs just to try them, that they threw in some free tater tots. Like, I don't know why this is such a bizarre request. I thought more people would want to experience, it's like one of those tastes around the world kind of deals. But yeah, so I've tried all these different hot dogs. Yeah, honestly, I don't go to Sonic a lot. I just really wanted those hot dogs. The Chicago hot dog is a salad on a bun. That's truth there. But it was good. I enjoyed it. One of them, I don't know what the deal was. It was basically just a chili dog. I think they said it was from somewhere, but I'm like, this is from everywhere. This is a joke. Um, but I remember the Chicago one because they had like tomatoes and stuff on it, and I wouldn't normally put tomatoes on a hot dog, so that was a new experience for me. And then there's one or two other ones that I thought were unique, but I can't recall them now, so I guess they didn't make that big of an impression. But yeah, going to New York, hiking around, seeing the sights, just basically, I don't know, maybe I'd even stay in like a hostel, however you pronounce that. Just keep it cheap and just kind of like, I don't know, just be a man of the city for a while, for like, I don't know, like at least a weekend or maybe even a whole week or something just to get all the sights in. But yeah, that's totally on my bucket list, just hiking around New York. It's basically like a concrete canyon, right? So it's like might as well be hiking out in the wilderness, except that you're in a big city. You get to meet new and interesting people who try to rob you. That sounds awesome, right? A Detroit Coney. I think they did have a Detroit Coney. That sounds familiar. Yeah. And then I live close enough to Cincinnati that we have Cincinnati chili on Coney dogs. That's good. I enjoy those. It's not for everybody. Not everybody's into Cincinnati chili, but I love it. It's got a sweet taste to it. It's it's well it looks bad. Like it literally looks like somebody had an accident on a bun, but it tastes it tastes phenomenal. Yeah, hike around New York City. That sounds amazing to me. Um, obviously I would go to all the art museums there. That's probably like the high on my list is going to all the different art museums, going up in, I don't know, Empire State Building, some skyscraper where I can go up to the top and kind of look out. That would be cool. But mostly just like street level, walking around, getting to know the people. That sounds like that sounds like a very enjoyable outing for me, like an adventure. Like you can go camping and have an adventure out in the wilderness, which I do, I enjoy. But that kind of like urban adventure, it's something I love doing. Every time I go to like a major city or something, I park my car, just leave it there, and just take public transportation and walk. I think who was I talking about? Maybe it was you. Who cares? But I was talking about San Francisco with somebody. That's the way to see San Francisco, in my opinion. Don't drive around, park your car, and just take cable cars and you know their like their trams or whatever they call the electric trains. Those are awesome. But yeah, just explore. Be one of the people. Like get all up in that culture stuff. I don't know. Yeah, send them in. Yeah, they. There's definitely nutmeg. I do think that they have cinnamon in it, and I completely disagree. It is the best ever. If you don't like it, it's okay to be wrong. You know, I'm not gonna hold it against you that you're just accidentally wrong about this. But maybe you had a bad batch or something. Give it another try. It's not for everybody. I acknowledge it's okay. But in my opinion, it tastes great on a coney dog and with like the finely ground cheese popped to the top. How do you remember where you parked? Well, you open up your Google Maps or whatever and you put a push pin. That's how I do it. And that's a great tip because I often forget where I park, but I put in, as soon as I park my car, I just leave it. I leave it in a safe neighborhood or something like that. I've been known to actually pay homeless people to watch my car, just because, like, you know, they're the best people to watch your car because like some of them, they're like, they consider it like a real thing, like they're like, man, ain't nobody messing with this guy's car. I'm on it. So I've gone to, when I was younger, I've gone to like clubs overnight, and I would just leave my car parked out on the street and everything, and ask the people who are out there to watch it and just give them some money. And that has never come back to bite me. It always works. Those people are solid. Seriously. There's probably some variation, but I've had some good experiences with that. And so I just abandoned my car essentially. And if something happens to it, something happens to it. I'm not going to like sweat about it. But yeah, like when I park my car, I just put a push pin in so I know where it is. And at the end of the day, if I'm not too drunk, I find my way back to the car. If I am drunk, I just call an Uber or something like that to take me somewhere else, because you shouldn't be driving anyway. But yeah, it works out. Cincinnati chili is the best. You're wrong. Deal with it. It's actually really good. Like, it's not for everybody. I acknowledge that. And they do some weird things with that chili. So I do think on a coney dog with the finely grated cheese on top, it's the best. It's good in my opinion. It's not for everybody. Um, but also, like, they do some weird things with it. They put the same chili that they make for the hot dogs on like spaghetti and stuff. That's weird. I acknowledge that. That is weird. Um, I still like it. I just know that that's not going to fly with everybody. Some people when they want spaghetti, it's got to be tomato sauce. And I respect that. I like it. It's fine. I like the chili with the onions and all that jazz. To me, I just enjoy it. But I realize it's not for everybody. I'm only joking when I say you're wrong, but you might actually be wrong. Give it another shot. Come on. Skyline spaghetti is the best. What do you mean you're not going to sweat it about it if something happens? What, to my car? That it's insured. I get paid if something happens to my car. Like if it ends up stolen, that's what insurance is for. If somebody tears it up or whatever, there's a deductible or something. So a minor sweat. But I don't know. If you just worry about things in life, you know, there's so many things to worry about in life. A lot of them I just don't care about. Like, it would suck if somebody messed up my car. I acknowledge that, but I'm not that worried about it. And that's based on experience. I can leave my car in most places. It's not going to get torn up. I recognize that there might be a risk that it could be. It's just not something I really worry about. Also, I don't have the best of cars, so it's not like I'm driving around in a Lambo or something like that. Like if I was driving around in a very, very fine, nice car, yeah, I might be a little bit concerned about it. But I just have like a little, decent gas mileage car that if something did happen with it, I'll just replace it. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like I can afford to just buy a new car every now and then. But that's what insurance is for. I don't really worry about it. Maybe there are some things that I don't worry about that I should worry about. I'll acknowledge that. That's true. There are definitely some things in life that I don't care about that I probably should care about. Oh, thank you, Moon. Welcome to the chat. 1980. I can't see that bit there because in the chat something's covering up. But anyway, it's not a Honda Civic. It's pretty close though. It's a Nissan Versa, so I don't care. I really don't care. It's not a fancy car, but it good gas mileage, and pretty happy with that. 1983. No, it's not that bad. My first car, and I'm not that old, but my first car was like a hand-me-down. It was a 1979 Chevette. That was the best car I ever had because that thing, I used to run it into the ground. Like I would run over mailboxes with it. It was a tank. I remember the roads got slick, and I tried to take a corner, and it would slide off, and like it ran into a couple of telephone poles, things like that, and that thing just took a beating and kept going. They're probably all dead now. I mean, 1979 Chevette is it's probably, and that doesn't mean that I was like, you know, like old enough to drive in 1979. That's not what I'm saying. It was an older car when I got it, but that thing took a licking. Thanks, kid. Yeah, I just wanted to do something cute tonight, something low key, just relaxed. Coming off the 3-day weekend, trying to get back into the groove and everything, but not trying to stress it. So, and I have like I mentioned, I have a nephew whose birthday coming up. I might give this to him, like put in a nice frame and stuff like that. And I haven't decided. He's just a toddler though, so like I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a serious thought about whether or not he would appreciate art at his age, or if he think he got gypped. I don't think he'd remember, to be honest. He's that young that I don't think he would. I honestly don't think it would matter if I didn't show up with a gift, but I'm not going to show up to a birthday party without a gift. That's just wrong. So like as things get developed, so like you've got like a lot of midtones through here, and you've got some shadows and stuff, obviously from the paper. But as things start getting developed, I like to come back and go over things and kind of create like starker contrasts where appropriate. I think that's the stuff that really starts giving it dimension, like just reinforcing some of these areas, brighten them up, connect some lines that need to be connected, create some highlights in certain areas. This kind of stuff creates visual interest. Like when you just add like a little bit of white here, it's in the reference photo. Like there's a tuft of fur that pops there, um, but also I think that kind of stuff really helps makes things interesting. And then I'll leave some areas just kind of like a little bit toned. But anyway. So yeah, kids in the room, cool. How was your long weekend? We're we've been going through all kinds of different topics tonight. So like if you have a strong opinion about pineapple on a pizza, be sure to let us know. And if you have a strong opinion about whether a hot dog is a sandwich, let us know. That's basically what we've been talking about tonight. You never know what you're going to talk about on Jeremy's what do I call this? Draw with me, Jeremy's live art stream and chat. You never know. We're all over the place. That's what makes us great. We're not afraid to ask the important questions in life, like, is a hot dog a sandwich? Is Cincinnati chili great or is it awesome? Who can tell? If any of you guys live around the Cincinnati area, the other thing that we're known for out there, and that's where I grew up, by the way. So like I'm very familiar with Cincinnati. Um, the other thing we're known for is La Rosa's, which is a pizza place. Um, I ate a lot of La Rosa's pizza growing up. That stuff's pretty good too. I used to joke, you guys shouldn't take my opinion on food because I'm just terrible at it. But um, I used to tell people all the time, yeah, yeah, La Rosa's is the best pizza and everything. And then a coworker of mine, she went and tried it and she hated it. And she was so nervous to tell me that she hated it that she just let me kept on talking about how great it was and everything. And then like she would like she told her husband like it's bad. I hate it. But she wouldn't tell me like that's how much I would hype it up. Like I wish that I had known she felt that way because I would have been like well, it's not for everybody, but it's funny. She just let me keep on hyping it up and everything. And meanwhile, she was like, "Ah, it's terrible. I hate it." I get that. It probably isn't the best. I just remember it fondly from being a kid. Which Cincinnati? How many Cincinnatis are there? There's only one that I know of. The one in Ohio. Are there other Cincinnatis out there? I imagine there might be another Cincinnati out there. I wouldn't know. All right, so obviously this is a baby deer, so I need to start getting some, spots. All baby deers have spots. So before I do the spots, I know that this area here is super white. What are we doing on time? Yeah, kind of just quickly sketch that in. I'll make that more white later. But I want to kind of get some of this back going. Yeah, I mean, for all I know, there are more than one Cincinnati's. It's just weird to say. I think what I mean, I think the famous one is Ohio. But yeah, I spent a lot of time in Cincinnati. My dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot. I'm mostly from South Carolina. That's where most of my extended family live, like aunts, uncles, cousins, and so on. They all live in Ohio, like South Carolina. And then my dad was stationed. He wasn't stationed, but he was well, I guess he was stationed. He ended up in Ohio, but not like in an army base. He was a food inspector, and they had a plant there that made the MREs, which are like the little meal packets that the military eat. So he was working there when I was in like high school and stuff like that. So that's where I went to high school and all of that jazz. And it was pretty cool. 21 Pilots. Is that a band? I don't know 21 Pilots. Um, Columbus and Cincinnati are in the same general area, so it could be either. I don't know. I don't really know that. 21 Pilots. No, that's not the band that I'm thinking of. So I have no idea. Are they a good band? Because if they're a good band, they're from Cincinnati. We always had this rivalry with Columbus and Cleveland. It was like the three C's. So like if you go down, what is it? I want to say I-71 through Ohio. There's like Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus in between, and we kind of had this rivalry. Oh, okay. Well, if they're your favorite band, I will check them out. I'm not that. It may be. I'm not very good with names. It may be a band that I've heard and I just don't know. So I will. I will look into that because I always like music recommendations. That goes for anybody. Like if any of you guys have things that you want me to check out just because you think I'd like them, I am down for that. People people suggest music to me that uh, I end up liking, and I add it to my own playlist. So like at my old job, um, we kind of had this thing where we're like all software developers and stuff like that. So we listen to music while we work and everything. So somebody had the bright idea. that we would each make like a playlist, and we would share those playlists with other coworkers and everything. And we'd have kind of like this competition to see who had the most interesting playlist. There was a bunch of different criteria. It wasn't just the best playlist, which is kind of subjective. Like we tried to find objective ways to kind of judge each other. So like which one's the most upbeat, which one's, I remember at the start of COVID, we did another challenge with it was to make a playlist for the end of the world, like music you would listen to when the world comes to an end. And that was a lot of fun. So like obviously I had like REM on it, End of the World as We Know It, things like that. But yeah, so like if somebody has a playlist they want to share with me or with others here, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like if you guys the way we did it is like each of us would go into Spotify and just create a playlist, and they do allow you to share in there. So basically, you get like a link or something, and maybe I'll do that. Maybe on the community tab here, I'll throw that out as a challenge. Let me write that down because I think that's kind of cool. I was wanting to do some things on the community tab to kind of like, I don't know, give you guys stuff to do since you like are so nice and hang out with me. So I'll say a Spotify playlist challenge, and I'll come up with a theme. It'll probably be like, I don't know, music to listen to while you draw, even if you don't draw or paint or whatever. Music to listen to when you're being creative. I like that. And that'll be a challenge. Now, you don't have to participate if you're lame, but if you're awesome, like I am, you will participate, and you guys can create a playlist and share it with everybody else, and we'll listen to them all. That was the other criteria when we did this. Everybody had to create a playlist, and everybody had to listen to each other's playlists, and that's tough because there are some of my coworkers, we just don't have the same musical interests. Like, I don't know, this one guy was into like this death metal or something like that. I literally could not listen to it. It was like just giving me headaches. Um, if you guys are into death metal, that's no knock against you guys. It's just not something I can listen to. Um, but anyway, we gave it a shot, like because it was a challenge or a competition or whatever. Like I forced myself to listen to it, and it wasn't my highest ranked one. But anyway, point is, music, sharing our music playlist. I think that would be a lot of fun. Because I'm always on the lookout for like, I don't know, like I think you guys are pretty cool, right? So like, whenever I like people, I'm always looking for feedback from them, like or suggestions or things like that. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So like, because you guys are cool, I'm curious what kind of music you guys listen to. And don't think that you're going to like offend me with your type of music. Like, I mean, if it's death metal, there's only so much I'll listen to it, but I'll give it a shot. But like, if you're into like, I don't know, country music, that's fine. If you're into classical music, that's fine. I like all kinds of different music, so I'll give it a shot. But I don't want to just, you know, like a comment that says like I'm into country music. That doesn't say much, right? I want to know what artists you're actually into. I think that might actually give me something to listen to, and just get to know you guys better. I think that's kind of cool. I'll stop rambling about that. 21 Pilots. The problem is that sounds super familiar. I just can't. I don't know. Like I may have heard it, may not have. So I can't really say. I don't want to say I've heard them before without actually having heard them. Little Bambi's got some spots back here, so I think there's like a row of spots, and I'm just gonna kind of like dab them in, and then kind of like there's a bunch that are kind of like together in a row along the backside. So this is like an interesting observation. If somebody had asked me like, do baby deer or fawns have spots and rows? I wouldn't have been able to answer that question. But now looking at this picture, I'm like, yeah, it looks like it. It looks like they come in rows, which is kind of cool. Makes me wonder why they have them. Like what? That's the other thing. Like when you're drawing and stuff, you go off on these like mental side adventures where you're like, why do baby deers have spots? Is it, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make a guess. Baby deer have spots because they're lower to the ground, and the spots act as camouflage, where it looks like they're blending in with like, I don't know, like flowers or like in a cotton field or something like that. It's because they're lower to the ground, evolution, nature, whatever it is, looked at it and said, you will have spots so that you look more like the environment. I bet you that's what it was. I don't really know, but I think that sounds good, right? Is that a good theory, guys? New Oliver Anthony song. See, you guys are quoting these things that I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know if I've heard any Oliver Anthony songs. I'll probably go and look these up and be like, oh yeah, I heard that all the time. Like so I listen to music and then if I like something I just add it to my playlist. I don't even look at the song title or artist or anything like that. There's some people I know just because I listen to them more often than others, but I really don't know who's on my playlist. I'm gonna have to look. But I think that'd be kind of fun to like share playlists. I bet you I'm right about these deer spots. I bet you it's kind of nature saying we got to protect these guys, so we're gonna make them look like a field with a bunch of flowers in it or something like that. And then they grow out of it because they get taller and it's no longer necessary for them to blend in. I think I solved it. In fact, I'm just going to say that is the reason. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like maybe like puppies and you know, it's because they're low to the ground. You know, they blend in with things. I have no idea. I got like dog fur stuck in my hand from petting the dog. I don't know. There's a lot of spots on this Bambi though. All right, so this part kind of comes up. There's some through here. Kind of fades down into this. I want these to look natural and not just like spots that are too symmetrical because they're kind of like a little bit random along a ridge of the body. But then they're also so there's a pattern for certain, but it's also kind of random. Like it flows along the body, but then from there it's kind of like splotchy. Oh, yeah, camouflage, right? Yeah. See, I don't even know these things. I just guess them and they just happen to be right. You don't have to know anything if you're just really good at guessing. I'm not really good at guessing. They make the deer look really cute though. That's all I care about. Little tufts through here. This deer must be savage then. This deer is like, I'm a winner. Just, that's funny. Yeah, this deer has been in some battles then, if that's the case. Yeah, it's like yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's like the fighter pilots who have the little skulls on the side whenever they shoot down like an enemy plane. After drawing of the deer really sucked, and then I checked and I noticed that it was, oh, well, it still sucks. Like it's not your resolution. That's funny. Yeah, so like I tried to do 1080p, but I think so. I use my camera phone, or phone camera, and I don't think it really handles that very well for long periods of time. So I haven't upgraded to a new camera yet. I would like to do 1080p. Like whenever I do a drawing that's not live, I do the 1080p. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe I'll give it a shot again. Maybe it was my internet at the time. I was like running off of Wi-Fi. Uh, Maybe I'll give it another shot. But I think that the 720p is okay. For those who don't know, that's your like screen resolution. So this is 1240 by 768 versus 1920 by 1080 pixels. A little bit nerd stuff. I mean, not really nerd stuff. I mean, um, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know if I've actually honed these skills over, um, many years, because this year is really the most, honestly, all these drawings, I used to do like one drawing a year. This is not, this is actually important for people who are learning to draw. Just practice, practice, practice. Like the reason why this deer looks halfway decent is because I did all of these over this past year. Because like I said, I would only do like one drawing a year. This year I made it my goal to be more creative. And I think just because I've been drawing so much this year that I'm getting better at it. Like I think that's actually how this stuff works. Um, so like if you're frustrated with your drawing skills or whatever, like you should go back to the very first picture. If Richard was in here. Um, he begged me for that picture, so I sent it to him, but I was not happy with it. It was a terrible picture. Um, that's where I started the year out, you know. Well, thank you, Marvel. I appreciate it, but like it could be better. Anyway, my point is that like the more you draw, the better it does get. So like that's just a fact. That's the way it goes. So if you're not happy with your skill level as a artist, it really is just practice. It's not anything. So like some people are better at it than others. I don't want to say genetically or whatever, but yeah, it's subjective that some people draw better than others without any kind of like effort, right? I am not one of those people, really. I don't know. My dad could draw, so maybe I got some of it, but it doesn't matter, is what I'm getting at. Anybody can learn to draw, and anybody can get the basic technical stuff down. Like there is some like technical side to it. It's not all just creativity or whatever. Um, but once you have that down, it's really just practice. It's just drawing, 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 drawing. And then you're just naturally going to get better at it. And you may never get to the point that you really want to be at, like we always want, and the grass is always greener. Um, but you're certainly going to get better. It's just whatever neurons or whatever, the pathways in your brain, they just kind of rearrange to make it work. It's like the hand-eye coordination, all of that stuff. It's like when you're playing video games, right? So like, when you first tackle that obstacle in a video game, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But then, you play that video game enough, it becomes muscle memory. You just are one day wake up and it's like, oh, this was not hard to do this obstacle course at all. That's been my experience though, and I think it holds up. Like I don't feel like I'm making this up. I feel like it's true. It is a cute deer though. But yeah, I don't think this deer would look half as good if we were doing this in January when I first started doing all of these things. It would probably look okay because, I have drawn before in my life. It's not a new experience to me. Um, but it's really the practice that makes it better. Yeah, that's a good point. So I have noticed that too. Oh, thanks, Marvel. I appreciate that. The left-handed thing, my dad's left-handed, um, and he can draw. Um, I don't know if he could draw like he used to. Like he spent some time doing a lot of drawings when he was younger, but I haven't seen him do that many drawings these days. Um, I don't even know if he has an interest in it. Probably. Like I don't know. He just doesn't prioritize it. But he's left-handed, and I have found that like people who are left-handed do tend to be, and it's just stereotyping, like it doesn't always hold up, but do tend to be more creative. That's been my observation as well. Some very famous artists are left-handed. Leonardo da Vinci, obviously, is probably the more famous. He was left-handed. Um, and I also make the comment that left-handed people do draw differently, right? Like I'm kind of curious. Can I draw? This is so hard. Can I continue? I'm gonna start practicing being a left-handed drawer. All right, so like when I'm drawing right-handed, notice how I'm making my hatches from like top left down, right? When you're a left-handed drawer, it's the exact opposite. So you make them from the top right down to the bottom left. And it's just it doesn't always hold up, but that's what I've seen. Probably more predominantly than others. Oh, awkward. This is tough. I'm not gonna try. I should try like off camera to do an ambidextrous picture, like where I draw like this side right-handed, this side left-handed. That would be interesting. All right, I'm gonna make that a mission, guys. I'm gonna try that just out of curiosity. Can I ambidextrously draw a picture? And I don't even care if it looks good. I'm just kind of curious if I could do that. So yeah, drawing challenge for everyone. If you guys are into drawing, give it a shot. Try to draw with both hands and see how it goes. Because it's not like you're signing your name or anything. You know, theoretically, it should be easier than that. But the problem is, like I keep talking about, the more practice, the muscle memory is there, right? Well, you have no muscle memory over here, so like you can see it's already awkward just holding the pencil. It's so weird. Freaking mosquito. So I can make marks, but it's going to be a lot more time consuming. Yeah, I'm just going to draw the rest of this picture with my left hand. It really is just practice. This is this is going to prove the concept that it doesn't matter. You can, with practice, you just build that muscle memory, and then it becomes old hat. So I don't know what to do with my right hand now. All right, I'm just gonna put my right hand here, and I'm gonna draw with my left hand. Ah, this is so awkward, guys. I mean, I feel like I can pull this off, but it's going to be difficult. Yeah, why not? You're just making marks, right? Ah, man, this is tough. All right, I give up. I'm gonna continue practicing though. I'm gonna get it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want this to like end up taking like 5 hours because I'm trying to do it with my right and left hand, sorry. But yeah, it is awkward for me. But for a lefty, you know. It's probably super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Plus, if I'm drawing with my left hand, how am I going to pet my dog? But I do think somebody who trains themselves to could. Yeah, I'm going to take that as a challenge. I think it would be kind of cool to just like draw the picture like this. That would be awesome, like doing both at the same time. I've seen some people do that in some shorts and like maybe TikTok. I don't know, but I think that's cool. I saw somebody drawing with their feet, like people who were born without arms. They're able to learn to draw. Long story short, anybody can learn to draw. It is literally a learned skill. Like, yeah, sure, part of it is natural talent, but this it's a very small part. It's like learning to write your name or just, write in cursive. Nobody does that anymore. Um, it is a learned skill. All right. So I'm happy with the spots for now. I may tinker with it a little bit later, but I wanted to make some progress on the underbelly here and then some of these other legs, just so that we can get this done. It's a pretty deer. I can't believe Jason was like, yeah, like your picture sucks because he was looking at it and like wrong resolution. Uh, Jeremy, are you sure that is a gift for your nephew? Maybe you should do a picture fully with your left hand and do the experiment that way. Yeah, yeah, it's a really good idea to give somebody a gift that like it's not your best work because you're doing an experiment. I mean, yeah, I can give it a shot. Come back and maybe I'll redraw it and see. That would be a fun experiment. All right, that's the experiment. Now that I think about it, um, what if you draw a picture with your right hand and then come back and actually take the time and try to draw it again with your left hand just to see how different it is? That's the experiment. Like, does it look like, I don't know, like a newborn drew it because you're just not used to using your left hand? Like, it's literally a new experiment. Oh, wait. Um, so when do you actually learn to write your name? That's in what, second grade, something like that? Yeah, I'm going to say second grade, even though I have no idea. So let's say that you learn how to write the alphabet in second grade or whenever it is, right? Or you learn how to write your name or write in cursive in second grade. Does learning to draw with a new hand make your drawings look like they were drawn by somebody in second grade? Or is there something in your brain that, regardless of which hand you use, just naturally kicks in? That's what I'm curious about. Like preschool, people learn how to write their names in preschool. What? Oh, you're like a gifted child. That's what it is. People do people really learn to write the alphabet in preschool? I did not know that. It seems like a lot of like stress for a kid. Like they're making kids that young learn how to do adult things like write their names. You don't need to write your name when you're that young. What are you even writing your name for? It's not like you're signing a check or buying a house or whatever. Like, what's that? What's that even for? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think they've given up on teaching cursive, which is weird because like like a lot of historical documents are written in cursive. Like how are people going to be able to read that kind of stuff? You know, by historical documents, I mean something I wrote last week was in cursive. Nobody can read my handwriting anymore. Yeah, like signing cards and stuff like that. Oh, okay. So somebody taught you to write your name like earlier than maybe what they teach. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't understand schools nowadays. Like when I went to, like I don't want to sound like that guy, right? Like the old guy who sits there and says, "Oh, I don't get it." Um, but like I don't know, like every time I pass by a school, there's like this big line of cars and everything like that, dropping off kids and stuff. There was none of that stuff when I was in school. Um, like if we made it to school, it's because we walked to school or something like that. There wasn't people dropping us off at school. I'm not saying it's better. Like that was all obviously a terrible system. I'm just saying that like schools are a lot different nowadays. Jason will know when he goes and teaches elementary school. He's gonna have to deal with a bunch of parents dropping their kids off, being like kids dropping their kids off, being like, or people parents dropping their kids off, being like, teach my kid how to write their name in elementary school. That's gonna be so weird. I guess second grade is elementary school. Maybe it's not that weird. I have no idea. All right, Jeremy, stop talking about things you have no idea about. Focus on the art. I do like how this is looking. I'm going to. I was wondering if I should sharpen my pencil yet, but I think I'm good because like I want to get some of these big areas of color in first, and then sharpen my pencil. That's the only thing I know. I know how to sharpen pencils. Stick with sharpening pencils, Jeremy. Do what you're good at. You're the best pencil sharpener person in the entire world. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. It is kind of weird that people have stopped doing cursive. I mean, I get it, but also like, let's say you did have to read like an old document. Like, is that like a specialized skill now or something? Like, do you go and take a college course on cursive just to be able to, um, like be a historian, something like that? Because like, not even cursive. Like some of these old documents, they taught like penmanship classes that it's that flowing script or whatever that's hard to read. If you don't, if you're not used to cursive, that's odd. Like trying to read one of those things. You might as well be reading like hieroglyphs or something like that. Like a foreign language almost. I don't know. I'm sure smart people have figured this out. I have to remind myself not to get anxious about like where the world's going. Because like if you think about it too much, like there's a lot to worry about. But I'm sure smart people have figured it out. They've got this like under control. I don't need to worry. Um, it is kind of odd. So like I have a couple of different signatures. Like if I'm just signing like a legal document, mine's in cursive, right? But like if I sign my artwork, it's in print. Um, uh, I don't think I would just make a mark or something. Although that would be kind of cool. Like I should probably develop, to be like a real artist or whatever. I should come up with a cool way of signing my name, like some kind of symbol or something. That would be awesome. Like almost like a logo or something that you draw each time. You are smart people. Thanks. I am totally a nerd. I always have been. Like this is not new. I don't know. So I think there's a difference. All right. So now that like any topic you guys come up, I'm gonna analyze it, right? So I wouldn't I would think that there's a difference between being a nerd and being a smart nerd. There's a difference. Like being a nerd doesn't automatically make you smart. And I wouldn't say that I am all that smart because I'm a nerd. Being a nerd just means that you're into certain things that nerds are into, right? So, like, I like comics. That's because I'm a nerd. I like sci-fi. That's because I'm a nerd. Just because I like comics and sci-fi doesn't mean I can solve you know, like quantum physics or anything like that. That's a whole different thing. And there are some people out there that are not nerds that can do that kind of stuff. Like there are not nerd people who are like really good at math, for example, or you know, computer programmers that are like not nerds. Um, they're like super cool guys. You know, they they've got like one of those outgoing personalities. You know, they're the type of person everybody wants to be around, and they're also a programmer. So it's not required to be a nerd to be smart, and vice versa. Just being a nerd doesn't make you smart. I wish it did because I am a nerd. I would love to be smarter. That's my analysis of that. Oh, that yeah. So I have a cat too. The cat's outside. The cat hears me talking in here and wants to participate. Yeah, the cat's name is Archer. All right, you caught me. Yeah, that is a nerd feature. I don't know. I just think a lot. That's all. Like you guys bring up something interesting like hot dogs and stuff, and I gotta solve this problem. Is that like a is that a sandwich or not? I mean, we need to figure this out, guys. I think the problem is that like you know, left to my own devices, I'll be going out in the world like super mellow, super chill and everything, and just having a good old time. And then somebody will bring up something like, "Is a hot dog a sandwich?" And that just wrecks me, right? So like Jeremy left to his own devices out there having a good time drawing little baby deers, and then all of a sudden like. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Oh crap, I gotta figure this out. Like, man, there's gonna be a quiz on this. What if somebody asks me my opinion on this? I need to have something I need to have something prepared. Like I'm not prepared for this. Like this is stressful. Like I don't know if a hot dog is there like a sandwich or not. I got to figure this out. That's the way of it. That's how it goes. Because these things are important, you know. We have to figure these things out. How can you live your life not knowing if a hot dog is a sandwich? It's important, guys. We have to figure this out. A little bit of a panic attack over whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich in it. Do you want to know why you chew corn, but it comes out whole? Yes, I want to know. Glizzies. What's a glizzy? Oh, you guys, man. You guys have like all of these brain things you guys bring up every single time we do these things. Like I'm just trying to live my life and draw pictures. You guys making me try to think here. I don't know what a glizzy is. I'm gonna try to ignore it until I can get to Google and figure it out. And I kind of do feel like I want to know why corn comes out solid and poop. Like, why isn't that digested? But I don't know if I actually want to know that. That's a good point. This is looking nice. I like it. Get its foreleg going. So this is all white. So I'm just going to kind of scribble that in so that I know that this is all white. And the rest of this is kind of like a not as white. It's just kind of like a light brown. I don't know. feel like I'm about to be punished for asking. The kids call hot dogs glizzies. Why? What's wrong with hot dog? I don't get it. There's nothing glizzy about it. Like glizzy sounds like glitzy. There's nothing glitzy about a hot dog. That is like the most basic form of food. Like it's almost like desperate food, right? So like if you're hungry, you're gonna take this like sausage basically that's made up of all the leftover scraps and put it between a like phoned in bun. You're not even gonna like make a proper bun, like a proper roll. You're just gonna use like whatever's available. What's glizzy about that? Thank you, kid. I agree. Kid is living on the right side of history. It's a thinker though, right? So like you have to sit there and decide like what makes up a sandwich. Like my first guess when I was first when this was first introduced me to me by coworkers is no, it's not a sandwich because it's not between two pieces of bread, right? That was my definition of a sandwich. And I had to evolve because like that's just wrong because if you think about it, open face sandwiches are not two pieces of bread. Like that's a very narrow definition of what makes a sandwich, and it's not very open minded. It's very closed minded. I feel like we can do better as a society in our acceptance of, you know, different kinds of sandwiches. Like we should be more accepting. All right, let's find out about corn. Basically, when you chew corn, you smash the insides, but not the outside skin on the corn. A kernel. Um, so when it goes through the digestive tract, it doesn't get broken down and fills up. So it actually doesn't come out whole. The kernel does. That makes sense. You read that in the textbook somewhere, I bet. Uh, Marble is a corn poop expert. I will have to make a mental note of that so that I can ask corn poop questions in the future. That sounds very scientific. I'm very proud of you. Like that's a great explanation. Kernel. Cornel. You gotta love good hot dog, Costco brand. Yes. There was a convenience store near where I lived a couple of years back that had hot dogs for 25 cents. And it wasn't that long ago. And I think they're out of business because of it. But yeah, I love a good hot dog. Um, there is a place nearby that all they do is hot dogs, and they do like a wide variety of hot dogs and stuff like that. I love it. I love a good hot dog. I can never just eat one, you know. Like for me, hot dogs is a at least three experience. I don't eat them that often, but when I do eat them, I like to have a couple of them. Like three might be a bit much for other people, but for me, it's about right. I like to eat. Oh, your dad told you? Yeah, that's pretty funny. I do like hot dogs. I like hot dogs with everything on it. I like all the stuff that makes up the hot dog as much as I mean the hot dog itself. Like there's not much to it, right? It's mostly like just bread, and then the meat itself is just like I don't know. It's not like a steak or something that's substantial. It's just basically like a bunch of mush in a little like sausage bag or something. Um, Man, this does not sound appetizing at all. Bear's like, I want some hot dogs. Um, it's all the toppings and stuff. I like a good chili dog, and not just a chili dog. I want onions on it. Any of you guys like coleslaw on your hot dog, or is that just like a southern thing? I don't really know. What about you? You like coleslaw? I like coleslaw on. Yeah, I'll take three glizzies. Ah, I have never heard it called a glizzy. I bet you that's like a regional thing. Like you guys just live in a place where they call it glizzies. I have never heard that. I'm gonna have to look that up though. It's fine. Um, yeah. So for me, hot dogs are just as much about the toppings, and I like everything on them. Like if there's any options, like I don't even care what they make. Like if if they make it a certain way or whatever, it's like that's exactly what I want. I want everything that they can possibly put on the hot dog. It should be like it should be overflowing with toppings. I feel the same way about like sub sandwiches, right? So like if I went to Subway, I want all the free stuff. Like I basically want an entire salad on top of my sandwich. I like veggies. So yeah, coleslaw is good. Not just coleslaw. I guess coleslaw would be fine on like a regular hot dog as well, but especially on a chili dog. But you know, I like coleslaw on all kinds of different things like that, right? So like, I don't know, if you get like a pulled pork sandwich or something like that, coleslaw, definitely. Not everybody eats it that way, but I'm a fan. So like any kind of barbecue sandwich. Um, and I think that's because like, I don't know, like I said, all my family's from like South Carolina. I think that's pretty common in South Carolina. The other thing about South Carolina that's weird is that they like the mustard based barbecue sauces. Like I'll eat it and stuff, but it's kind of weird. Like mustard based barbecue sauce is just it doesn't feel natural. But it's okay, especially on like I don't know, like shredded chicken or something. It's pretty good. All right, have a good one, Marvel. I appreciate you telling us about corn in your poop. Uh, Such fun conversations, guys. But when it comes to hot dogs, anything that they can put on it. And definitely when it comes to barbecue, like if you guys had like a pulled pork sandwich or like a shredded chicken sandwich, coleslaw on that too. There I've talked to people about that. There's mixed feelings. Like some people think that's weird. Um, I think it's totally fine because if you think about it and you like make a sandwich or something like that, you know, you put lettuce and tomato on it and stuff like that. So why not, if you're having like a pulled pork sandwich, why would you not add some veggies? And if you're adding some veggies, why not coleslaw? That's a long drawn out way of saying why not coleslaw? Give coleslaw like give me a chance. You may like it. Do you need a face tattoo with a cigarette? You keep trying to make me put face tattoos on all my art. That's what these are. This is all tattoos. It only appears to be fur. Like, there's no fur on this deer. Let me try to get some feet in here. So, like, I want the feet to kind of disappear beneath some grass down here. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this grass just because, like, I don't know, already coming up on the 2 hour mark. But I think this is close to being done. So I just want to kind of like hint at some grass down here without actually drawing every single blade of grass or like drawing an entire forest. Maybe I might come back and actually add some, I don't know. I might keep this minimal. But if I really wanted to develop this picture, I think it would be kind of cool to kind of like hint at some forest behind them. And I think the way I would do that, I wouldn't do that with this colored pencil. I would do that, well, maybe I would do it with this colored pencil. But the way you could turn um, deer needs because it's additional art on the art you're already making. I like it. Art inception. Like I love it. Thanks, Copper Dan. I appreciate that, man. Um, so I think what would really turn this picture into something cool is if I kind of did like some woods back here. stuff. So what I would kind of do, and I'm not going to do it with this pencil because it requires a bunch of blending, but maybe I could do it with pastel, is come in here and add some clouds and then kind of leave negative space for like woods behind them. I think that would be kind of cool. I'm not going to do that, in this drawing session, just because I think it'd be more like involved in like I don't want you guys to have to stay up all night on like a weeknight and everything to watch this stuff. So I'm not going to bother with it, but I think that would be a cool addition. So the only reason I'm mentioning it is that like just to kind of give an idea to people of like how they can direct their art. Yeah, Copper Dan art. That's really where the art is. And I'm gonna go see some next month. It's gonna be awesome. I only recently learned about the St. James Art Fair in Louisville, and apparently it's really big. I don't live in Louisville, so like it's not something I'm completely familiar with, but I hear really cool things about it. So I would go there even if Copper Dan's not going to be there. But the ability to like run into Copper Dan and check out his art in person, that's kind of cool. And you know, like I'm gonna probably do some treasure hunting while I'm out there. That's gonna be awesome. And then I'm just gonna walk around and see a bunch of art. So I'm really looking forward to it. Like it's about a month away from now, and I'm already thinking about it. So that's cool. You know what else I should be thinking about? There's a Scare Fest coming up, I think in a couple of weeks. And what that is kind of like a Comic Con, but for horror movies. I might see about going to go and visit that. That sounds like awesome. Maybe come back with some ideas for drawing scary pictures. Around Halloween, I'm going to be drawing some scary pictures just to warn you guys, like goblins, demons, monsters. I don't know what yet, but that seems like the thing to do. Maybe some aliens. But yeah, this was a fun picture to draw. Like I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think at this point there's just some like minor details, kind of like really making some of the highlighted areas more highlighted, things like that. Just little tufts of grass here and there. Maybe maybe like I don't want to get carried away. Sometimes I overwork some of these things. Less is more sometimes, but some taller grass maybe. Want to kind of hint at the environment without like going nuts over it. Fangoria. Yeah, something it's something of that nature. I think that kind of stuff would be cool. Yeah, that's what I hear, Copper Dan. So like you should check out the Woodland Art Fair here in Lexington. It's pretty decent. Like I've been going to that for years, but when I heard that St. James was as big as it is, I'm really looking forward to that. I think that would be cool. But yeah, they just had the Woodland Art Fair just a couple weeks back, and that was a lot of fun. So that on a bigger scale, that's what I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to be so much fun. Just random little twigs. But anyway, I think uh, I think we're about done here. Let me kind of get some white in some of these areas just to create some really nice contrast. But then I think we can call this done. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out well. I appreciate you guys giving me some good conversation. I know I'm never going to be bored on these shows. Like I was so not stressed out, but like concerned when I first started this thing that I was going to run out of things to talk about, that it was going to be boring, things like that. But you guys keep it pretty lively. I like it. You guys are a good bunch. So I know I try to show my appreciation with you guys, but I can't like I can't overstate how appreciative I actually am. Like I feel like I'm just drawing here. You guys make the show, you know. by giving us some interesting things to talk about. I do think it'd be fun to do the Spotify playlist thing where we just, like everybody can just kind of submit a Spotify playlist for everybody else to check out. I don't know how that works. I don't know if like you guys can post links in comments here on YouTube. But I will look into that. If not, maybe you guys can just post the URL and somebody might have to copy and paste it into their browser instead of just clicking the link. If that's the case, that kind of sucks, but we'll give it a shot. I think it'd be fun. Just because I am kind of curious what kind of music people listen to. I'm always trying to beef up my playlist with interesting things. And then, of course, I make these shorts and stuff like that. So, like, if you guys like particular kinds of music, I might try to find some more music in that genre. I don't know how to pronounce that. Genre? Jean-Luc Picard. Um, but anyway, we'll figure all that out. I think it'll be fun. Let's see. But yeah, I think we're about done with this one. So I'll let you guys go. I think it looks pretty cool. This one was a fun one. I like drawing wildlife, especially super cute wildlife like this. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call this one done. I think at this point, like I can add more things to it. Like I said, it would be kind of cool to add like a background with some trees and things like that. But I don't think it's necessary. And we're at the 2-hour mark, so I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. This has been a lot of fun. It's super cute. Maybe we'll do some more of these in the future. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Let me see. Get back to this. There we go. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. For those of you who do draw, hey, it's a lot of fun. You guys need to draw something this week. If you do draw something and you want me to show it off, feel free to, shoot me an email. I can display it here on this channel. Let some other people check it out. I think it'd be awesome. Hey, Tim's Adventure. I don't know if I saw you comment in here before. Nice to see you. But I'll let you guys go. I'll be back on Friday. We'll draw something else, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome. So until then, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna let my dogs out. Draw something. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully what I do inspires you guys to draw something. So anyway, see you guys Friday. Bye.